Today I wanted to discuss another interesting observation that I have discovered over the last few months dealing with the large pyramid that I placed in the back of our property approximately the 1st of September. I'm going to take you outside to show you what I'm talking about, but I'll describe it in general terms. When this property was bought about a year ago, you'll see a small pond that is now filled to the brim with water. When it was purchased last December, that pond barely had any water in it whatsoever and was really only working, looked like off of, the periodic rainwater that came off of the mountain that's in the back of our property. We did know that there were some springs that had previously been functioning on the property and had actually provided water for the home and also for the swimming pool. Those supposedly had been capped off, and in fact there is a capped well not too far from the pond that I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, long story short, last summer it rained extremely hard and often, virtually all summer long. And so we had a constant supply of rainwater coming off the mountain into this stream that flows into this pond that has a small dam at the end of it. And occasionally it would fill up halfway, 2/3 of the way full of water, but would never get up to the spillway. Well, I built, and I've shown in previous videos, the 15-foot pyramid that I built. It's actually about 50 feet from the stream that feeds into this pond. And what is interesting, within a couple of days after putting up that pyramid, the rains for all intents and purposes ceased. We have not had a major rain since then. We've had minor, half-inch rains, but nothing of the deluge variety that we had all summer long. But interestingly enough, the pond is now fully filled with water and continues to flow over the spillway, and that began to occur within 3 days of putting up the pyramid. Perhaps a coincidence, perhaps not. The Russian research indicates that these pyramids can have a dramatic impact on oil in the ground and changing its viscosity. Wonder if similar effects may not be going on here with the water. It's fairly clear that this is a spring-fed situation, and so I'm wondering whether or not at this point the energy field, which, if those of you who saw the recent video I put out on the lights on the pyramid I have in my garden, saw that there was this energy field that we were able to capture at nighttime. I wonder if that energy isn't in fact having an impact on the water in the pond. So we're going to go out now and look at the pond, and we'll be back in a minute. We're out now at the pond that I was referring to before. You can see the stream that heads up that way. There's a fairly large mountain. It's kind of hard to see in the background, but we happen to live in a notch along this long stretch of mountain. And all of this land that you see around us, and it goes up about 500 feet in elevation, feeds into the stream whenever it rains. However, as you can see, it's filled up to the brim. I'll show you the spillway here. There is water that's flowing through the spillway, and it has been non-stop since I put up the pyramid. You'll see over here this is the pyramid, the 10-foot pyramid that I put up in our planter box that has the Christmas lights on it. You can see the energy field video on the YouTube channel and on the website. If you look further back, you'll see, I'm going to see if I can increase the magnification. I have a 15-foot pyramid in the back of the property, which is maybe, I said 50, maybe 100 feet from the stream bed itself. But I'm wondering, obviously, whether this is the reason. It's not, in my view, a mere coincidence that we've started to get this greater flow of water since I put that pyramid up in early September, because it started flowing with much greater speed in here and filling up in the first 2 weeks in September. So to finish up on this video today on the water pond situation out near my house, I wanted to bring up a couple of points. I did go up into the woods and up the mountain a ways to see exactly kind of like the origins of the Mississippi River, what the origins of the stream were. And interestingly enough, every single origin for this stream is in fact coming from underground. All of these are essentially underground springs that are flow out of a hole in the side of the hill. There's several tributaries that come together and make this stream. But what I wanted to do in conclusion is to talk about some of the things that David Wilcock mentions in the source field investigations in the chapter on pyramid power. And it brought to mind two interesting points that I want to read to you very quickly. One, I mentioned in the earlier discussion that as soon as we put the pyramid up, that we no longer had any serious rainstorms since that time, only moderate rains of, say, around 1/2 inch. And one of the interesting results, of course, that the Russians had, and I'll read this from the, apparently one of the pyramids built in Russia had the same impact there, because it seemed to actively deflect storms and severe weather from the area around the pyramid. Again, maybe a coincidence, maybe not, but also in that same section, in that same chapter, it says that as time went on in this particular area where they built a pyramid, new streams of water appeared in the surrounding countryside. Quite similar, it seems, to what we're experiencing here with what may be actually a rebirth or certainly an increase in the volume of water coming from these springs that flow out from underneath the mountain and form the stream that comes to the edge of the property. Having gone back now into David Wilcock's book, this is going to give me a lot of fodder for further investigations that we're going to do. I've read through this over the weekend, and I am excited about some of the opportunities. And we're going to start to do those now. We've already have one that's set up to deal with, we put some tulip bulbs under a pyramid to store them for the winter. We have an identical number that we're going to be planting that have not been under the pyramid. Come springtime, we'll be able to see that. But we've got a whole variety of things that we're going to start to do. So continue to look on the YouTube page and also on onlypvcpyramids.com. And we will be putting these out as time goes on. And we're really excited about the ability to bring you these practical applications and verify the experiments that were done previously in Russia. Hope you enjoyed this, and look forward to seeing you again in the near future.